Today we're going to demonstrate some of the new selection modes available in version 9.1 of our 3D software. If you're a past user of our software, you're probably familiar with the standard selection items, segments, surfaces, and volumes, and boxes. And previously we had a selection option called group. We allowed you to define individual groups. Now we've since replaced that with a more powerful object command, and we've also added what we call a block command. So I'll demonstrate those today. First, I'm going to demonstrate what a block selection is. A block is simply a group of interconnected volumes. So this is not something that you have to define. If you have a model that has a number of volumes that are connected together, those will automatically be a block. So to show you how that works, first I'll show you a volume selection. Let's say that we wanted to move this insulator or make a copy of it. If we had a volume selection and we activated the displace command, then as I move my mouse over the different components of the insulator, each one is selected. So it'd be very tedious to have to pick all of these different volumes. You could of course draw a box around it, or in the past you might have defined that as a group. It's much simpler to use the block selection. Now since all of these volumes of the insulator are connected, as soon as I move my mouse over any one of them, the entire structure is selected. As I mentioned, we have replaced the groups with named objects. Named objects are much more powerful. First of all, groups could never have names. And also, with the old group selection mode, a geometric entity could only belong to one group at a time, and that limits the possibilities for selection. So in this model, I've defined a number of objects. So basically what we have here are two bus bars separated by two insulators. The insulators themselves are composed of dielectric regions and metal plates. So by having the object selection option, we can have each individual bar as a separate object, the top bar and the bottom bar. We can have each insulator, which is composed of several volumes, as its own object. We can group the bus bars together, so this would be handy if you wanted to select all the bus bars in the model at the same time. And we can group all the insulators together. I've also made two other groups. One is called positive. I'm assuming that the top bus bar has a positive potential and the metal parts of the insulators are in contact, so they'll also be positive. And I've created the group negative, which corresponds to the bottom bus bar and the bottom metal plates. So you can see how powerful this object selection is. There are times when you want to select individual insulators. There's times when you want to select all the insulators, times when you want to select just the potential boundary conditions. And because you can have geometric entities belonging to several objects at the same time, you can now do that. So hopefully you now understand these new selection features in version 9.1 of our software.